Hello, welcome back to Chat About It, Don't Shout About It with me, Rachel, the Queen of the Woke, as crowned by one of my haters. Today is Woke Wednesday, and oh dear, I've been naughty, apparently. I've been called out. So we've got a bit of a different video today. I'm going to explain to you why I actually say the things that I say about actors. Now, there is one thing that you will notice. I never say an actor is bad. I give critique on their performances and I try to be fair. I just don't go down that route. That's not my style. I'm an actress. I've been there. I've done it. However, when they say things that are bad for the brand, I call it out because I don't really think that they should go there. And I had someone tell me last week that I was engaging in the culture war and I was letting the trolls win. And this was because Rachel Zegler had just been cast in a bad movie. Now, whether or not this movie is bad is anyone's guess until next year. Let's just put it like that, okay? I can't judge it until I've seen it for myself. However, almost everything that she has said has not been great for the brand, and it's not just her. There are people like Amanda Stenberg, Shooty Gatwa. They've done things that they shouldn't have said. And the thing is, what happens is it makes actors like myself look very bad. It does not look great on any of us. It makes us look like divas, even though the majority of us probably actually are, but in a good way. And it just does not actually give the general public trust in the entertainment industry anymore when they feed stuff like this that they say perhaps off their own backs. A lot of what you actually see in the videos that I post, I don't actually believe they would have been told to say by these companies, these production companies themselves. Yes, they go down that route of the strong, independent woman and things like that, and it's very representative. Yes, I do believe those companies would perhaps say to say that, but then, there are other things that they say are, I can't imagine the BBC would tell Shooty Gatwa to say something like that. And, this is why I call it out. And I stand by the things that I say. I mean, if you take a look at this, Shooty Gatwa said this ages ago. As for what he'd say to the people accusing Doctor Who of going woke simply because the franchise now has a diverse lead, Gatwa told the trade, don't watch, turn off the TV, go and touch grass, please, for God's sake. I mean, what kind of impression does that actually give the main demographic of the people who didn't actually want the show to change? Well, if he says that, then I don't see the point in watching because it doesn't seem very likable. Now, from what I've actually seen of Shooty in general, when he's not saying things like that, he's actually quite charismatic. He seems like he would be easy to get on with, I guess you could say, and that I'm trying to be nice here. And I believe that to be true in many respects. That's from what I see. But then you go and say things like that, well, that just puts people off, doesn't it? And then, of course, you've got Jinx Monsoon. Numbers are not shrinking. For every T-phobic, racist, bigoted Doctor Who fan that we lose this season, there are going to be 3 to 5 new fans who are coming in for the representation. So to those fans who are not fans, I say, don't let the door hit you on your way out. Yet, what do you know, Jinx Monsoon, about Doctor Who other than the brief breakdown that Russell T Davies had given you? You see, this kind of attitude, it's just not appropriate. Don't talk to people like that. Don't talk to the fans like that. This is not good for the brand. This is not promoting the brand. This is damaging the brand. This is why I call it out. And then you've got actor Joe Locke. Agatha, all along, actor Joe Locke says Marvel isn't just for like straight white men. Of course, there is more context to that. He was talking in an interview, and you know what? Well, these straight white men are going to go, well, I'm not going to watch it. And if you want me to be honest, the main demographic for Agatha all along is actually the women that are, mothers older than me. That kind of generation, that is really for Agatha, all along. That's who they're promoting it to, essentially. So, these straight white men, they ain't going to want to know. They're going to switch it off. What's going to happen then? You're going to lose views. all of these comments are going to lose viewers. People won't go to Marvel. The main demographic for Marvel is men. So you see what I mean here. This is why I call it out. And then you've got people like Amanda Stenberg releasing a diss track, which I'm not going to play because it's copyrighted. But then she also goes on the...
Unfortunately, the success of this show has made you a target by some in the right wing for the inclusive casting, which is something Whoopi talks about all the time.
I ain't bothered about things like The Acolyte being inclusive. Star Wars has done a lot of things. It's stepped out and branched out. It has taken those risks. But yet, this is what Amanda claims, with no receipts, of course.
You have received horrific racist backlash, including threats, and what you call intolerable racism. That is your quote. Can you talk about that a little bit, and what has that been like? Yeah, absolutely. And I really appreciate you giving me the space to speak about it. It's been very painful for me. It's not something that I think you can emotionally prepare for. And we welcome criticism of the show when it comes to storytelling or performance.
Yeah, but then when we did that, you had a problem with it.
But when it comes to death threats, horrific, violent, racist language, it's unacceptable to me. And
No receipts for that. None.
I've had to think really deep and hard about when you display discipline and when you display honor. And I guess what I mean by that is when do you decide to utilize discipline to not engage in a reactive way to hatred? And when do you decide to engage in honor by honoring your values and your belief system? And in this case, I decided that was the most important thing to me, to be vocal, because I think that silence can send a message as well, and inaction can be very dangerous. It can be very dangerous. And so I dropped a diss track.
So that's not exactly what I would call appropriate actor behavior. Star Wars is your brand. Doctor Who is your brand. Rings of Power is your brand. You are advertising that brand. You are working on that brand. Protect that brand. Don't put anything in place that's going to actually destroy it.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
So is that what everyone expects of the Disney princess? And I can not engage in culture war to call that out.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
By saying that one line alone, that could have potentially damaged someone's career. See, I don't want actors to be given a bad name. I want to be able to go out and do my acting jobs, although I run this channel, so my acting jobs have probably gone from here to sort of like here. That's not the point. But I want actors to have a really good chance, but with everything, with the way that it's going, people are going to start switching off and they're going to go to other places that won't necessarily involve actors. So this is a potential threat. So this is why I actually call out and say and do as I do. Listen, I'm not defending myself, but I actually think if you want to come forward and you are saying that I am engaging in the culture wars, I am being a troll or letting the trolls win, you need to challenge that and actually present the evidence as to where I actually do it rather than just saying it off the bat. Because I don't just say things off the bat without actually presenting the footage or the articles to you. I'm pretty good in trying to make sure that I have the relevant stuff for you in my video. I do try. I actually find the comments that I get that are negative quite entertaining. Let me know if you actually would like to see some of the comments in a video that I receive. They are pretty funny, and I will collect them together and actually present it in a video if that's what you would like me to do. Let me know what you think. Remember to chat about it, don't shout about it. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Bye bye.